I'm sure this tray looks rather familiar. I just shared it in my Coca-Cola tray collection 2020 update video. Show you off your bunker. So this is the original 1916 tray. The tail has the trademark in it. Record-breaking price for me. I paid $51, and most of my trays that I purchase are under that. As you can see, there is a light scratch that goes across Elaine's face, but when you look at it from a distance, you can't really see it. It's in really good shape for its age. And I sold the other one that I had to a viewer, so I don't know if she's comfortable with me mentioning her name, so you know who you are. Thanks for your business. It is much appreciated, especially during this craziness. So I've gotten some pretty decent luck finding some vintage trays to resell online. From online. This one over here I bought about a year ago, and I paid $10 for it. If you are interested in this particular tray, it is in my eBay shop currently. If you would like to find my eBay shop, it is down in the description box below, so please check it out for other great items along with things that you see in my haul videos. So this one is up for sale right now. I have it listed at $89.99 with best offer. There are 5 watchers currently, so if this is something you're interested in, please check it out, because you never know if it's going to be still for sale when this video is posted. Now this one, I just recently purchased. I paid $31 for it. As you can see, the image itself is in better shape. This girl's got some marks right on her face here. Let me focus. Some markings on her face here. The image is just more clear, and the picture of the girl is much clearer and in better shape. Now the rim does have scratches and dings, but the main thing I care about are the images of the girl. So the rims don't really bother me too much. So if you hear a train whistle going, I apologize. We've got a train track literally within walking distance of our house. But yeah, so I paid $31 for this one. And this is the one I'm going to be keeping because it is in much better shape display-wise of the pretty flapper girl. So that was really, really lucky on my part. So the last trays I'd like to share with you all, I bought off of Etsy. It was mainly for this one right here. This is a 1914 Betty Girl tip tray, used to be given the money for your beverage that you bought, along with the tip. And I got this for $8 off of Etsy. The person, I guess, must have thought this was a reproduction, and it is clearly not. On the reproductions, this image, the perimeter's decorative image, is only slightly there, and part of the perimeter is a solid green color. The back is also like this mustardy yellow color. And yeah, that's how you can tell the difference between the original and the fakes. I did want to mention that in my sales, or not my sales video, my Coke tray collection video, I mentioned that there was a company called Metalcraft that reissued those reproduction trays, and I think I was wrong. I think it was called Metal Clicks or something like that. I can't remember the name, but it was some metal company in Africa. Anyway, so yeah, this is also listed on eBay if you're interested. I did have it up for $60 originally, and then when I was looking at other sellers' prices who were selling them that were in better shape than this, I didn't think that was really fair, so I kept dropping the price. I went down to $49.99, and then I saw other competitive prices for ones that were in better shape for that same price, so I went ahead and dropped it again, and the price I have it now listed for is $39.99. So if you are interested, again, the link to my shop is down below in the description. What I'm going to do with this, have no idea. The lady who sold me that Betty tray included this, which was really nice of her. I'm considering doing a live sale, and maybe I'll just include this in there. And yeah, that's probably not going to be too much. But yeah, it was nice of her to send it. Okay, so now we can go ahead and check out some more larger items. So this was really, really cool. I got this at the indoor flea market antique shop for $5.95, which is kind of a lot for just a vintage magazine ad. I spent $51 at this indoor marketplace, and I'm gonna make well more than what I spent, so splurging a little bit on something that's a little bit more pricey is okay if you know you're going to be making some pretty decent money, and you will see what I'm talking about later on in this video. But I just thought the ad of this Motorola portable radio was just really cool. I'm totally digging that pinup girl dressed in a bathing suit with the vintage glasses, the puka shell necklace, the hairstyle. It's just really, really cool. And I'm sure this does look familiar. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have already seen my post there. But yeah, they just don't make stuff like this anymore. Like, this is true art. So I did find a Blue's Clues Wilton cake pan. I think it's from the year 1999, so that makes this about 21 years old. I remember watching this show as a kid, and let me just say that it is so much better, the older ones, compared to now, because I know they still make it. Steve and Joe were the two characters on that show that, you know, were original, and they were the best, in my opinion, especially after Steve left and Joe took over. After that, once Joe left, it just wasn't the same. And what's funny is, do you all know the movie, it's one movie and then it's a sequel. It's Are We There Yet and Are We Done Yet, starring Ice Cube and Nia Long. The drawer that is next to the big red chair that you see in every episode, when I was a kid, and a girl named, I think her name is Alicia Allen. I think that's her name. I could be wrong. But she was in the Are We There Yet, Are We Done Yet movies. She was the older sister. So yeah, that was a fun little history there. Anyway, I did pay $3 for this cake pan, and it does sell for some decent money on Amazon, so that's where this is gonna go. I can't really sell it as new because there are like marks and stuff all over it, so what I am gonna do is send it in as used like new, because the paper insert is still in there and it hasn't been used at all. And I can't remember exactly what I'm going to be asking. Usually when there are no other fulfilled by Amazon sellers, I usually ask just a little bit more, or like sometimes someone will have something in for like 30 bucks. And then I'll ask the same, or maybe even just a little bit more, because Prime buyers get free shipping. So that usually works out. So for whatever reason, I was finding a lot of really good stuff at this one thrift store, and I think I spent like $16. And one item is going to completely make my money back, and way more. But it's not vintage, so I'm not going to be sharing it with you all. If you want to know what it is, it's a 2005 Carlton Cards ornament featuring Dean Martin. It was a discontinued singing ornament, I guess, with different songs by Dino. And I originally looked it up on Amazon to see if it was worth money, and it was. And when I went back later to find the listing, I couldn't. So I went ahead and looked it up on eBay, and it was going for some pretty decent money, so that's where I went ahead and listed it. So it's there now if you want it. Anyway, this is really cool. I have a really weird thing for fish. I don't know what it is. If you've seen many of my haul videos before, I tend to find some really interesting vintage fishy stuff. This was really cool. This is a vintage glass bake fish serving platter. It's pretty deep. I think I saw these at an antique shop one time, and the guy was asking like $5 or $6 for it, which wasn't bad, but it was like, that's not really what I look for when I go to antique shops. Usually what I do look for are unique things or things that I haven't seen in a thrift store for a thrift store price, I guess. So I only paid $3 for this. Let me focus on that for you all. It's a very deep dish, so I'm assuming this was probably used for fish or other meat products. Now, what's funny about it, and the back is more detailed, and you can see the scales. I don't know if that's going to show or not, but the glass bake stamp that's right here, focus, is backwards, like it was stamped in differently. But yeah, I thought this was really cool, and if I wanted to put it on a table of some sort and put, I don't know, funky shells or something in there, that'd be another great idea if you didn't want to use it for cooking purposes. Pardon the glare. Found this in one of the booths. It was $3. It's from, I think, 1993, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I can find the date on here for you guys. Brand new and sealed. Yep, MCMXCII. I think that's 93 or 94. I can't remember exactly. Brand new and sealed. It is worth some pretty decent money on Amazon. I think I'm going to send it in for about, I think, $60 to $70. And then after fees, I'll probably net probably like $58 if it sells for $70 or possibly $48. So even after fees minus what I paid $3, it's still $45. So brand new and sealed. So that is pretty good. So remember when I said I spent $51.96? Actually add about $20 to that. Actually $21.20 to that. So maybe like $72, $73. And the reason for that is this building is huge. It's got a discount grocery in it. It's got 2 different antique malls in it. It's got a barbecue place in it. And so this was in one of the shops, the second antique shop, which has the discount grocery connected to it. And it was on the front desk, like the front desk had like old barnwood on it, and then like some license plates, and then this was hanging on it. I remember seeing it there the last time and thinking to myself, oh god, it's not priced, how much is it gonna be? And for whatever reason, something just told me, ask how much it is. And the person came over, and then she looked at it, and she was like, how about $20? I'm like, sold. So this is from the 50s, I believe. It was something that sat outside, I think. And how to tell it's original? It's got a Made in US stamp on the bottom. The back is metal, kind of like a galvanized metal. It's got the original bracket. So I definitely had to have that. And this particular mall, I remember this particular antique space is kind of weird because the one main room is like really, I don't want to say junky, but it's like they went to an auction and didn't really clean up. It just looks like a, kind of like what a junk space looks like. So anyway, you walk through there, different people selling different things, and yeah, the whole 9 yards. I didn't really find anything in there that I could resell or anything that was really worth my time to buy, or I just didn't think the prices were great. Any of those options. They have cleaned it up over time, I've noticed, so that was a good thing because that place was pretty darn junky. But yeah, that was the one thing I bought out of that one small portion of that giant building for $20, and I thought that was really well worth it. I did watch a couple of them on eBay, and this is supposed to have like a plastic like bubble over it, and one that didn't have it just sold for about $78. Now you all know I love my Coca-Cola stuff, and this is a piece of advertising, so I'm not selling it. I never thought I would be able to own one of these. just because, you know, it's advertising and it's always been expensive, and when I can find it cheap, I will buy it. So that was a really exciting thing to find. Now I saw these in the houseware area of this one thrift store and immediately went after them. Now, bookends don't really sell all that well for me, but the colors were right, and I love dogs, so that kind of made me want to buy them. They're poodle bookends. I would date them to probably the 50s or 60s when that was a popular decoration. So it's kind of like a powder blue, and then the poodles themselves are like a grayish blue. They had it priced really weirdly. I had them priced at $3.90 for the set. They have a Japan stamp on the bottom, or sticker. No cracks or chips on them, and I just like the way they look. And I just looked them up to see if I could find anything similar to them, and I couldn't find anything like them. So that was a really good score on my part. So I was scouring a booth that was 50% off, and they are chock-a-block full, and they have multiple booths, and I've gotten some pretty good stuff out of them, especially when they're running that sale. Don't know if they'll still be running it by the time this pandemic is over, but we will see what happens. So there were 3 bags of these vintage magazines from the late 60s and right into 1970. Now, normally I would steer clear of that kind of stuff just because I like more of the, you know, the 20s, 30s, and 40s, and 50s. But I like the covers, and you all will see what I'm talking about when I show you all the really cool arts on some of these. So there were 3 magazines in one bag, and then there was just this one with David Cassidy in one bag for 3, and then the other one had 6 magazines for 10. So I paid $3 for this bag here, $1.50 for this one right here, and then the other 6 were $5. So what could have been $19.50 only ended up being about like $9. So I thought that was really well worth it, because you got 10 magazines for $9, so that's like 90 cents a piece. That's incredibly fair. So let me go ahead, I'll take them out of the plastic, and we will take a look at the really cool covers. I really like the cover art of these magazines, and that's what really drew me to purchase them. There are a lot of, whoever had this lot, like if they bought these at an auction or from whoever had these beforehand, was a huge Bobby Sherman fan, let me tell you, because most of these magazines are going to have him on it, and there's pictures of Kurt Russell in here when he was a teenager, like right before he turned 20 years old. Like, it's crazy to see this stuff. If you guys want me to make a video of going through some of these magazines, I will do that. So let's go ahead and we can move on to the next one here. I think these were girls' magazines, because I don't think a guy would really want to see Bobby Sherman shirtless. But I still enjoy looking through these magazines and just seeing the content and seeing what was really big for teenagers back in the day. So this is another really cool one. This one I really like, with the moon. So that's really cool. Here's the one you guys saw at the front of the one bag. Loving Fashions magazine. It's got David Cassidy and some other girl. Don't know her name at the moment. This was May of 1971. My grandmother was pregnant with my mom at that time. Yeah, they're all near a pelican. Bobby Sherman and David Selby are in the pelican's beak. So most of these range from 1969 into 1970. Climbing up Rapunzel, the castle. Rapunzel's hair, climbing up the castle. A bunny flying a kite with different people on the different hearts. Got that one. This one's really, really cool. I like the purple zebra. I think this one's just a cover for something, but I like that. The elephant. That's really cool. Isn't this art just totally groovy? I love it. I haven't really like flipped. Actually, we did. My mom and I flipped through them. But I don't remember what month it was when Paul McCartney announced that he was not going to be with the Beatles anymore. I know it was in 1970. I just don't know what month in 1970 that it was. So this one's really cool too. Very beachy, very summery. A whale and a bunch of other stars hanging out in the lake of some sort, and the dolphin is paddling an inner tube. So that's cool. So yeah, that's the magazines. So we can go ahead now and check out some other stuff. Hopefully I won't get demonetized for this part of my video. I have censored it to the best of my ability for that reason. I got this off of eBay. It was, I think, $3.50. It's a pinup photo entitled Moonlight Magic. The model for this photograph is Margie Harrison. She was Playboy's Sweetheart of the Month for the second issue of Playboy ever, January of 1954. I actually have a calendar with this exact same photo on it that I think I got a couple years ago off eBay for like 30 bucks. And I love it. She was born in 1931, I think it was, so like in December of that year. So at the time of this, she was probably only like 22 or 23 years old. So I was excited to add that to my pinup collection. So this was really cool. I got this at the Goodwill outlet for $2. All of our electronics at my outlet are $2 a piece. It's a vintage Logan illuminated slide sorter in the original box. But wait a minute. I thought you guys might want to see it outside of the box. So here's what it looks like. It's basically got foldable metal brackets. And then you put this piece of plastic over it, and a light helps you look at all of your slides. Now, a while ago, my dad bought a bunch of them at a flea market, and he was, I guess, looking for one of these, and come to find out I find one at my Goodwill bins, and I told him if he ever needs to borrow it, he can. I'm sure this would make like a great way to take pictures of smaller items. And funny enough, these don't really go for that much money. I'm sure it's just one of those vintage appliances. They just don't go for a lot. But it's just good to have on hand in case you need it for $2. And then I told my dad if he needs to borrow it, he can. So now that we've looked at all of the larger items in this haul, let's go ahead and we will jump into the smaller stuff. Most of these items, if I mention are for sale, are already in my eBay shop, if you are interested. So I did get these. This was probably the first item I picked up the last time I went thrifting at my Goodwill. They are Pyrex tableware mugs. These are probably, I think they also call this restaurant ware. I liked the blue striped pieces on the mugs. There were 8 of them for $12, so I didn't think that was too much to ask, especially considering it was in a group. If you piece them out individually, that's about $2 a piece. Not too bad. I did look them up just to see if they were worth anything, and come to find out they're worth a little bit of money, but I think I'm going to hold on to them for myself. That way I have some fun mugs to add to my collection. I only have the one. I didn't want to pull all of them out. But yeah. For $1, I found this jar here, and it's made by Pyrex, ironically. And I think this is medical Pyrex, or like apothecary Pyrex, because I can see something like this being in a doctor's office or like a nurse's office. And yeah, thought that was really interesting. That came from the same thrift shop I bought the fish platter from. Also from that thrift store, I found this bottle of vintage perfume for $1.50. It's called First Touch. I've never heard of it, nor have I ever even seen it before. I'm sure this was probably something my grandmother would have bought. In terms of the age of it, I'm really not exactly sure. I don't even think I've seen this on eBay, even when I looked it up. I couldn't find it. So I just listed it for like a crazy high number because, I don't know, this could have been a really nice designer perfume back in the day. Who knows? And it's about half full. So I took the chance for $1.50 on it. Again, I did do my research in the store, like I usually do on most of my things, but when I can't find something and it's that cheap, I go ahead and take a chance, because you just never know who has a sentimental attachment or just remembers this perfume. If you have any idea or have heard of this, let me know in the comments. For 99 cents, I found this starfish shaker. I think this is for salt or pepper. I think it's more for pepper because there are more holes open. It's made by Treasure Craft. When I did look it up, it was supposed to have a yellow shell to it. That's okay. I like the nautical theme of it, and it matches the color of my room, so if I want to just put it out for display, I can with no problem. So they don't go for a whole lot of money, but I felt for $1 it was well worth it, because I like the blue. This also came from the same thrift shop with the perfume and the fish platter. It's some monkeys that are... One of them did say Japan somewhere. I can't remember where, though. Oh, it's faintly on there, Japan. Someone originally had it for $1 many years ago, and the thrift shop I got it at sold it to me for $1.50. See no virus, hear no virus, speak no virus. Got this in one of the booths at a vendor mall for... What was it originally? They had it for $1.25, and it was 50% off, so I only paid 63 cents. I did look this up just to see if it was worth anything, and someone has one on Amazon right now for about $28.50. I think I will send mine in for about $30, and we'll see what happens from there. And I think I have 2 of these already. Not of the clown. I think I have the pony, or one of the other ones, like Uncle Sam, or one of the other political ones. And I think I paid $5 a piece for those, which was kind of a lot, but I mean, I hadn't seen them new in the package until that time, so I went ahead and bought those because they were new and sealed from 1998. So I went ahead and just picked this one up for the 63 cents because I knew it was worth more than that even beforehand, because to me, I collected these for a long time. Same thrift shop with the Pyrex Apothecary jar. I found this August Angel. As you can see, there is a tiny, not even tiny, but a rather noticeable chip on the suitcase she's holding. This is the August Angel. No markings on her to say who she's made by, but I think she's probably a Nesco or Napco. She was only 50 cents. I figured, what the heck, I'll go ahead and pick her up. She was there not the last time I was there, but the last time I was there, and I didn't buy her. Something just told me to go ahead and snatch her. Maybe she'll be a good summer display piece, or maybe I'll sell her. I don't know what I'm going to do with her yet. I bought my first ever Swanky Swig glass. I finally found one at a reasonable price at 50 cents. It's made by Libby, and it just has all the different, it'd be better if there was some paper in there so you guys can see the different designs, but we got Martini, a Cosmopolitan, the Tom Collins, the daiquiri, the margarita, the Manhattan, a whiskey sour, just things like that. Made by Libby, again, and it's rather plain. It's just got the different kind of styles of what the drink would look like and what kind of glass to use. I didn't think 50 cents was too much to ask at all, and I've seen a lot of these, but I've always said to myself, oh, you'll find a better one, or you will find one that is relatively less expensive, and I did. Sorry about that, I knocked my camera over. So you all know I really, really like the Hazel Atlas ship glasses, and I found 2 of the roly-poly ones at another vendor mall for $2 a piece a while back. And I've been wanting to get some of the larger tumblers. This one was half off. I would never pay $6 for just one glass, so I paid $3, which is still kind of a lot for just one single glass, but it was there, and I'm gonna be making some pretty decent money anyway, so I didn't think it was too much to ask, and knowing that it'll be paid for didn't bother me too much. There are some vendors there that sell just glassware specifically, and they have these, but they want a ton of money for them, including with the pitcher, and I'm not about to do that. If I go there the next time and that one booth is still running that like 70 to 80% off sale in their space, I probably will pick them up because I think they have like 8 or 10 of them. And I think with the sale, it would probably come to about $20, which is not too much. At least I don't think, because other people want like $70 or $80 for just a couple of glasses, which is insane. I haven't listed this guy yet, but he should be up before this video goes up. This is a Furby. It has the Furby tag on it, and he's got cotton candy colors to him, so that kind of adds to his appeal. He was 75 cents, and I think I would have no problem getting about $40 for him. I did test him, and he does work. Am I focused, guys? Nope. There we go. I got this off of eBay from a shop owner who said they were closing because they sent me an offer. I'd been watching this forever. Obviously, this is the Carol Burnett biography DVD. Originally, they had it up for $15, and then a couple weeks ago, they sent me an offer of $5, and that's when I jumped on it. I was not about to spend $15 on one of these. Although, I probably have at some point, but yeah, other people want like $50 for it, and even still, I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. So I was really excited to get that, because I've seen this, and I enjoy watching these a lot. You can find them on YouTube, but quality is better in the DVD format. I don't know how old these are. These Christopher Radko cheese spreaders. They were $1.50. Oh, sorry, pate knives are what they're called. Never been used. The plastic has come off. eBay, they don't go for a whole lot of money, but Amazon, they seem to be fetching some pretty decent money, so I will be going ahead and sending those in. I will tape the box shut so that way nothing happens, or I'll wrap it up in plastic wrap just so nothing comes off or comes out, which is what I've done with some other things in the past. And I can't remember what people are asking for those online right now, but I'm sure it was worth what I spent on it. So I found this at one of my other stores. This was $1.50. It's a 1998 Weight Watchers pedometer and walking guide. I didn't find any of these on eBay at all, so I went ahead and took the chance on it for the $1.50. I have it listed for $20, so if this is something you remember or you would like to use, feel free to check out my shop. I found a Murano glass paperweight. It's one of the smaller ones, and it was only 90 cents. I do have this listed on eBay right now for about $20, and I do have offers open. I think the one that sold recently sold for about 15, so if you have a reasonable offer between 15 to 20 bucks, this could be yours. Now this was another item I was not really sure about. Sense Eau de Parfum. I paid $2.99 for it. I looked it up everywhere. I went on specific perfume sites, I went onto eBay, I went on Amazon, and I couldn't find it. And something about it tells me that it is a rather, I wouldn't say high-end, but like fancy schmancy, because the bottle it's in and the cap it has is rather heavy and it's thick. And the bottle is relatively full. Now, it isn't exactly the sweetest or nicest smelling perfume, but usually, you know, vintage stuff doesn't really hold the scent as well. It is called Sense Eau de Parfum, if I didn't say that already. And again, this was another perfume, because I didn't know anything about it, nor could I find anything on it. I listed it for a really high price just because you never know. So if this is something you remember, shoot me an offer that I can't resist. If you hear my stomach growling, I apologize. I haven't eaten yet today. I thought this was kind of cool when I found it. It's just a vintage toy phone in the patriotic colors, red, white, and blue, in the shape of an old school phone. I would date this to probably the 60s or the 70s, right around the bicentennial era. I just thought it was kind of cool, and it only cost me $1.99. I found a brand new copy of the Rock Hudson Doris Day film Lover Come Back. This is a sequel to the 1959 movie Pillow Talk. Brand new for $5. Couldn't say no to that. Now, I'm hoping they didn't get this at the Dollar Tree. I'll be a little upset if they did. But hey, brand new DVD, and I didn't have to pay the shipping. Now, this last item I would like to share with you all is not vintage, but it's kind of humorous, especially in the times that we're in right now. I told my parents that day I would look to see if any of the couponers had some toilet paper. Because this was at the time of the pandemic where everybody was freaking out over not getting toilet paper. Now, according to, I think, Ann Eckert, we are now in the hair color and cosmetic phase of this pandemic. So I bought this at the height of the toilet paper crisis for 99 cents. It was funny because I brought it up to the cash register to buy this stuff. And I was telling them, oh, you know, I told my parents if I came here, I'd look to see if any of your coupon sellers had toilet paper, and they didn't have any. So I went ahead and just bought this, and I told them it was a gag gift, and they thought it was pretty funny. This is, I don't want to say it's new old stock because it's not that old. It's only from 2002, I believe. Yep, 2002. Probably something you'd buy in the hygienic department in Walmart, like one of those travel-sized pieces, but I just thought that was really funny. Because I said I'd find toilet paper for them, and I did. So that is everything I would like to share with you all today. So that's all I have for you today. Be sure and give this video a big thumbs up, leave a comment below, subscribe if you haven't already. Click the bell next to the subscribe button if you'd like to know when new videos are posted. All the links to my social media accounts via Instagram are down below as well, where you will see pictures of items to come in future haul videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye guys!